Aquarius. We're going to be doing your reading, so we're going to get right into it and see what is going on for you guys, Aquarius. Aquarius, Aquarius. Let's see. Whoa. Page of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. Bunch of cards fell out. All right. All right. Might be planning to do something by yourself here. Could be. Okay, let's start there. All right, Aquarius. Two of Pentacles is at the bottom. So, all right, let's see. You guys have the reverse Fool card. This is showing up for your current energy here. So, all right, maybe there is something that you're planning on doing by yourself, okay, that kind of stuff. You know, the Fool card upright, that could be like, you know, having a little companion with you, that kind of stuff. Maybe this is the energy of, again, doing something by yourself. There might also be something here that you're like, yeah, I actually can't. We're a package deal, or I don't know, something like that, okay? I know those are two like different messages, but I don't know, I'm picking up both of them. All right. Let's see. So you have the Ace of Swords, and this is showing up in your environment. So it feels like there's a level of clarity, or there's somebody around you who's like really understanding something. This also might be you seeing something in your environment or understanding something in your environment, okay? Something that's like a situation or something that's happening and being like, okay, like, you know what I'm actually seeing this as, like an open area of space, like being like, okay, like it opened up, something about that. It's almost like when there's like traffic on the highway and then all of a sudden, I mean, this has never happened. This feels like this is like from the friggin' movies, but like, I don't know, all the cars go to the side and now it's like you have like the open highway. I don't know, that I'm not sure, but I'm definitely seeing that. So there's something about like, I don't know, I almost want to be like you guys are like, I want to go on the open road or something like that. This is really interesting. I'm getting like a road trip, or I don't know, something regarding that. Maybe this is something you've actually done before, okay, with that reverse Fool card. It certainly could be, and that might be this Ace of Swords being like, I'm going into this with a level of already knowing what is going on, or a level of like clarity about something, okay, that kind of stuff. So, all right. I also wonder if something just like made sense. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be like a moment of like, oh my gosh, like now I understand, like everything kind of makes sense now. Or like, I don't know, something like that. So, all right, for your challenge, you have the King of Wands here. I feel like this is the challenge of maybe wanting something to happen like right now, or being really, really eager to like get to the end of something, that kind of stuff. Or this is like really having like a strong desire towards something that maybe you're having to wait for in some sense, okay? That kind of stuff. All right. For some of you guys, I also understand that there might be something here that maybe is like, you're like, that needs my attention right now because I just figured this thing out and now I want to like kind of like deep dive into it, that kind of stuff, okay? That might be something here, and it might be the challenge of being like, maybe feeling like confined or constrained for the time being, okay? That kind of stuff, or being like, you know, I really want to be doing this thing, but I'm kind of stuck here, or I don't know, something like that. So, all right. You have the Six of Pentacles, and this is showing up for part of your opportunity. So I think this is really making sure you're given like equal give and take into something, you know, that kind of stuff. Especially if you're like redoing something, maybe it's like, you know, again, this time you might have like a level of like more understanding, more clarity, whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff. And part of that clarity could certainly be like, hey, instead of like going all the way with something, or like maybe even over giving to something, it's like really kind of making sure that there's like a real reciprocity, or you know, like again, like an even exchange of some sort, like you're not feeling depleted, that kind of stuff, okay? All right, so let's see. Let's get your oracle cards out, and then we will get into, we'll clarify your reading, Aquarius. Okay. All right. Okay, I want to say maybe there's something that's really important to like, I want to say listen to, okay, that kind of stuff, or making sure that you're like really absorbing like particular information or details with something. That might be something that's like really important, okay, that kind of stuff. All right. What's at the bottom? The Ten of Pentacles. All right. So, okay. So let's see. So for your energy, your current energy here, you guys have number 13, all the willows know your name. All right. And this is showing up with that reverse Fool card. So maybe this is something that you're like, I'm going to restart this thing, or I'm doing this for like the second time, that kind of thing. And it might be, again, that it's like, yeah, there's a level of like recognition or a level of like familiarity, or being like, oh, I'm not new, or I've been here before. I don't know, something like that. I'm almost like getting that as like past lives, or like deja vu, being like, for some of you guys, it's almost like you're like, I've actually never been here before, but I feel like I have. Or I've never done this particular thing, but it feels like I have. For some of you guys, I do feel like you might be more used to doing something with somebody, okay, not so much of like a solo type of thing. And I feel like right now the energy is like kind of asking you to maybe be like a little bit more independent with something, or this is just what it is. There's an essence of like, you know, maybe having to do something. And again, it might be like, you know, doing it by yourself in some capacity, okay, that kind of stuff. And I'm wondering if maybe you're feeling like there's a little bit of a risk involved in something here, okay, that kind of stuff, or trying to avoid a risk in some sense. So, all right, you have the Hanged Man, and this is showing up with this reverse Fool card. So I feel like in the past there was maybe, I just think there was I don't think this was really a pause. If there was a pause, I think it was waiting too long on something, okay? Maybe avoiding taking a risk or going for something, because there was this energy of like taking too long to decide on something, or being like, I'm not ready to make moves on that yet, you know, that kind of stuff, okay? That might be part of whatever this is here. But I also understand this as possibly being like, you know, in the past I saw something one way, and now I'm going into something and I have a different idea, or I have more of like a background understanding, or I don't know, more information about something, a level of understanding on in some capacity, that kind of stuff. And I wonder if now you're like going back into something again, maybe feeling like not so much of a novice, or feeling not so much of like, you know, I'm just going to kind of wing it and see what happens, you know, that kind of stuff. Okay. But there seems to be something about, maybe feeling seen, or feeling like back into the swing of things, or feeling like, okay, you know, I'm kind of like part of whatever this is. I'm putting myself out there, something like that. All right. Okay. So in your environment, with this Ace of Swords, you guys have the Queen of Pentacles here. So, all right. Again, I do feel like there is a lot of clarity going on with whatever this is. I also do understand something about overhearing something, or really like listening to something that maybe somebody is telling you, maybe a Capricorn person, or maybe somebody who is maybe taking care of something, or someone who is helping in some capacity, that kind of stuff, okay? This could even just be somebody who's like really grounded, maybe like super earthy, that kind of stuff, okay? Maybe they have something to share, or they're again, I don't know, has a certain level of information that maybe like you are wanting to know. I don't know, something like that, okay? That's kind of what I'm feeling. So, all right, for your challenge, you have this Giving card, all right, and then let's see, you have it with the King of Wands and then the reverse High Priestess. So, all right, maybe feeling a little bit like overly ambitious with something, okay? That could possibly be part of whatever this is. And I also understand maybe there was something here that you did not give into in the past, okay? I wonder if there was like a real hesitation, feeling like extremely nervous about something, or just going like completely cold on something, like maybe not having contact with a particular person, or this could just be like, again, feeling kind of nervous in some situation, or being maybe confused about something, maybe just being like, you know, I'm trying to figure this out, and like, it's like what other people might be thinking is obvious, you might be like, I don't think that that's obvious, or that wouldn't be something that I would like pick up on right away, or I don't know, something like that. But I will say it feels like there is somebody around you who is very much aware of like maybe how something is supposed to look or go, or what you're supposed to have with you. I don't even know. Something like that. So, all right. Okay. You have the reverse Death card, and you have it with this King of Swords here. you know, I'm also kind of understanding something here that I feel like maybe the challenge is like maybe everybody wants like the same particular thing here, and it's like there's no way to make it like nonchalant, or there's no way to make it like not obvious that somebody is wanting like maybe like after the same thing, or have their eyes on the prize for like the same thing here, that kind of stuff. Okay, I do understand that, and I am still getting that idea of maybe somebody who's like, I want to be doing this thing, but I'm doing this instead. You know, that kind of stuff. That could be that hanged man energy in the like past for the like your energy in the past energy of that. That could be that like maybe taking one for the team, or you know, something like that. So all right, reverse death card and the King of Swords here. I feel like there's something about well, there's something about some level of acceptance here, okay, that kind of stuff. But I also, it's interesting because you have this death card reversed here, okay, that kind of stuff. And then you have number 13, all the willows know your name, and that's upright, okay. So 1331, so those might be important numbers, or 44, that kind of stuff. Maybe having confidence with something is what is meant to be, that's part of whatever this is, okay? That could certainly be something here, okay? So maybe this is the energy of, again, maybe not accepting a particular thing for whatever, for one reason or another, okay? That could certainly be it. That's kind of what I feel like, okay? Maybe, yeah, maybe not accepting something right away, that kind of stuff, okay? Or, I think that's what I'm going to say with that, because with this King of Swords, I feel like that's going to bring in an energy of more clarity. So it's like, don't close something out until maybe you hear something from whoever this Queen of Pentacles is, or whatever the situation is around you, that kind of stuff, okay? Receiving information, or being quite clear on what it is that like is maybe making you comfortable, or how to take care of a particular thing, how to help in some capacity, something regarding that, okay? That kind of stuff. All right. All right. Okay. I also think there's a certain level of focus with either something with a person around you or a situation around you. There's a certain level of like needing to be focused, or this is a person who's just like, they know like everything. Like they're like organized. They're used to taking care of like a lot of stuff, and they can do it in a way that like, I feel like they don't get their feathers ruffled or anything like that. So, all right, you have the Four of Wands reversed. This is showing up as what to avoid. So that's what I'm saying. There's like, there's this whole thing about like accepting something, finishing something. It's almost like accepting something before something is finished. It's like, don't accept something before something is completely official. Like there needs to be like something that's like, it is official now, or we've even being like, wait until you leave. I don't know what this is, but it's like, wait until you leave, and then you can do whatever the heck is going on, or I don't know, go to the next step of something here. I'm not sure, but I really am picking something about that up. It's like maybe avoiding a particular door to something, or again, waiting until you exit out of a particular, whatever the heck it is. That, I don't know, something like that, okay? That kind of stuff. I also want to say avoid over celebrating something. I don't know what that is. If this is something that's supposed to be celebrated, I mean, I would celebrate it, but this seems like maybe like not over celebrating something, or not celebrating before something is totally official. Yeah, I don't know, something like that. So, all right. Okay, so for your opportunity, you guys have this listening card, and then you have it with the King of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles here. For your opportunity. Okay, I want to say that this is listening to somebody who has really, really good experience, or really good advice, or something about that. This King of Pentacles is somebody who has, like, I want to say, proved themselves. You know what's really interesting? The elemental readings are really similar right now. I don't know if it's that interesting. I think it is, because sometimes that doesn't happen at all. Sometimes I feel like the elements, like, I'm like, where's the commonality here? But I do feel like, I don't know, there's some similarities here. So yeah, I definitely feel like your opportunity has something to do with, like, I want to say increasing something here, okay? Like having, maybe, I don't know if this is like a glow up, okay? I'm not sure, but it's at least like having, I want to say getting more respect, or being like leveling up in some sense, okay? That kind of stuff. I feel like, again, I feel like there's been something that maybe you have put in a good amount of time, or you are trustworthy. There's a sense that there's like, you know what, this is a reliable person, or this is a reliable thing. Like I can trust what they're saying. I can trust their advice, that kind of stuff. This person's like very consistent, whatever that, or this situation is very consistent, that kind of stuff. I feel like that's the past energy. And I feel like this Six of Pentacles, this might be like, hey, instead of like kind of I want to say, like waiting to like speak on something or whatever it is, even if something is like taking a long time, it's like your opportunity is to listen, because I'm telling you, there's something here that's like absolutely worth paying attention to, understanding, that kind of stuff, okay? Or figuring out in some sense here. That's really what I'm feeling, okay? I even, you know what I gotta tell you? I'm even getting something about somebody who is like donating to something in like a really like great way, or they just, maybe they just have the finances to be able to do that, or the time to do that, okay? Could be donating with time, you know, you could show up and be like, you know, I can dedicate my time to this thing, or whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff. Definitely understanding that. Again, really am getting this energy of like, it's important to listen to the stuff that is being said. You know what I want to say? Listen to your elders. I swear to God, that's what this is making me feel like listen to your elders. And you know something? That's true, okay? You know, like, I feel like old people have like the freaking best like stories, like the coolest stories, that kind of stuff, okay? So I don't know, there's something about that, all right? Like somebody who has like, maybe they know who you are and maybe you don't know who they are yet. I don't know. I'm like, this feels confusing, but there's something about really making sure that you are actively listening. And I almost want to say it's like doing it in a way that you're like, I'm going to listen to this thing. I'm choosing to like actively listen to this thing instead of like waiting for like my turn to interject or my turn to put in my 2 cents or whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff. That's a skill, you know, it really is, but it feels like this is like, hey, definitely do that, you know? So, all right, you have the Two of Wands and the Page of Swords showing up for this opportunity. So yes, absolutely. This is like, this to me says like, okay, and now make plans or do something with this information or whatever it is that you've been given, that kind of stuff, okay? I feel like there's something about overhearing something, okay? Overhearing something, listening to something, whatever the heck it is, there's something about that, okay? Definitely understanding that. And I feel like with all this information that I do think you're going to be made aware of, I feel like it's like, hey, make those plans, like make those like first steps forward, or at the very least be like, we need to figure out what direction we're going to go in, like what, like, you know what I'm saying, what direction are we going to go in with this thing? But I really feel like it's like planning, because now you have more information on whatever this is. You have the Page of Swords with it, so yes, I feel like this is like, this might even be like having more interest on something, or being like, okay, now that I've heard this thing, now I know what to ask, or now I know the things that I don't understand. Because if you don't know, okay, pretend that you walk into something and you're just like, I don't understand whatever's going on here. This is like a new world to me, that kind of stuff. It's hard to know what questions to ask if you have no idea what's going on. You know what I mean? So it's like, once you kind of get more information, sometimes that's easier than to be like, okay, now I know what to ask, or I know what things I should be looking out for, what things I should be kind of like, what details to look for, what should I don't know, even, yeah, like the details of something, or who should I talk to about this, or who should I ask for this thing. You know what I'm saying? Something about that, okay? Maybe even starting a conversation with a particular person that maybe you're interested in, that kind of stuff. It feels like fact-finding and like having some, it feels like a friggin' scavenger hunt of some sort. I don't know, something like that, you know? That's kind of what I'm feeling. All right, you have the Ace of Pentacles. This is showing up as what to avoid. So, okay, I feel like this is maybe avoiding giving advice when maybe right now you're meant to be like listening to it, okay? Or maybe this is like avoiding giving a particular opportunity or expecting a particular opportunity with something, that kind of stuff. This might just be like, again, we're just like getting like the vibe. We're just like really listening, like feeling it out, that kind of stuff, without thinking of like a rebuttal, or without being like, what are we going to do with this thing? Okay, it's like fact finding, collecting information, that kind of stuff, okay? That's kind of what I'm feeling. All right. Okay. Interesting reading. So that is what I have for you guys, Aquarius. I hope this reading was helpful and made sense, all that kind of stuff. If not, you could check your other placements, and I'll see you guys back for your next one. Thank you. Bye.